Hello. Today we're going to be talking about the Customer Relationship Manager. If you didn't know, you can get here on the side menu by going to Marketing, Customer Relationship Manager. So for brevity, from now on, I'm just going to refer to it as the CRM for short. So the first thing we're going to talk about is up here, these blue links. If you're familiar with Seller, you'll notice that quite a few pages are laid out like this, like the Item Manager and the Sales Manager. It's just important to note that there's a lot of functionality hidden behind these options up here. Depending on when you're watching this, there may already be videos for some of these specific pages, like the Schedule Emails already has a screencast associated to it, as does Import Contacts. But just to let you know, you may want to kind of read through and experiment with some of these on your own if you don't see a video up there already. But anyway, let's talk about what the function is and how you can use this page. So of course, this is basically just a table where it holds all of your customers, all of the prospects as well. Both of these customers here are actually just prospects, and we actually imported these through the import contacts. You can see that on the import contact screencast. But let me just explain what some of these rows actually do. So this one right here is quite important. This shows whether or not this customer can actually receive marketing emails. So if you're sending out emails through Schedule Emails, if this is set to N for a customer, that means they won't actually receive the emails. That's important to note. You can also change this manually, either by clicking on this button, which turns that to N, and then if it's on N, it turns it to Y. You can also do this by clicking on the box here and setting it to accept emails or not accept emails, and then I'll change it as well. That's like the Sales Manager, if you're used to that by now as well. You can also edit, of course. So if there's if you've received an email from a customer with their telephone number, for example, just little things like that, you can add more details to this customer. It's important to know. And then you can also see all of the contact history. And if there's other things that don't fit into any of the categories you see here, you can also add in manual notes by just clicking on this little icon here, and then you can add whatever notes are relevant, which is very useful. Especially if you have a lot of customers, you also might want to change the rows, because that way you'll be able to kind of visually see what kind of customers are on what status. And you can also change the status as well with this drop down option, and you can even add your own statuses, because every business is different. You might want to have a status that isn't just included by default, so you can manage your own customers however you see fit. So of course, as you've probably noticed, you can actually see what a lot of these do by simply just hovering over. Not all of them will have this, like these ones up here won't. But it's important to know if you want to see what this does, for example, you just need to hover over it, and then I'll tell you there. So these are quite useful as well. If you've received a phone call where a customer has kind of given you money over the phone for a specific item, you can then go into this menu and you can basically load a cart for them, where you can even offer special prices, like this is a single can of beer, they want this, and if you wanted to give them a discounted special price, you just type it in here, $1.99, add it to the cart. And in this way, you can receive payments and sales in many different ways, through mail orders and things like that as well. That's just a very, very useful thing to know that you can do. If you have any other questions about this, of course, just send us an email over at support@seller.com. Thank you very much. I hope this video helped.